let's go. Yeah.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snow drop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
That time we had a hanging! Haven't had a hanging in a long time!
Go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Walmart.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 24 hundo and 19 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busted hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swole, you're back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everesting K2 Flexing.
Fucking Catalina wine.
You
Fucking Catalina wine mixer.
The fucking Catalina line mixer.
Oh. How we doing, fam? Welcome to the show. Let's get this extra in focus. I want to get a little sharper. I think I could be a little sharper. There we go. I think I want the beard in like 8K. Nice. How we doing, Wax? Nika? What's up, British? How we doing, Dawn? Hello, Mountain. How are we doing, fam? Make sure you drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? And we were going to jump right into today's episode. We are fresh off our accountability meeting yesterday. So if you are a member and you missed it, check it out. SoulNormousX.com. It was awesome. We had a lot of awesome releases. And of course, we talked about our upcoming Swole Year party, which is dropping not this Thursday, but next Thursday. It's going to be fun.
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Oh, it's going to be epic. Oh, it's going to be epic this coming week. So next week, not this Thursday, but the Thursday afterwards, we have major new releases, Swole Year release party. We got a lot of stuff we're working on, and we're super stoked for that. But yesterday, we still had new releases as always, and we got a new shirt design, which is fire. We'll talk about that when we get into the tip, but make sure you mark your calendars for next Thursday, the 29th. All right, you can join the fam, SoulNormousX.com. That being said, let's get into today's episode. We're going to take some questions when we get into the knowledge cock, so you can drop them. Hashtag AskPapaSwole when we get into that. We're going to start off with some Swole Fam posts, and then we's going to go deep, and we're going to see what excitement the internet has in store for us today. Let's say hi to the Tainty Man. Aww. Oh, the Tainty Man, and as you know, only the Tainty Man can. I don't know if you knew that, but only the Tainty Man can. He is a year and 2 days, and he's looking ever the tainty. Ever more the taint, ever more tainty today. And guess who we got back today? We got the church. We got the church. She's returned. She's returned from her. Yeah. She's doing good. She's doing good. The church is back. The church is very good. It turns out, yeah, she was just eating shit, and she's fine. She's fine. She's been on, we just started giving her antibiotics this morning. I'm not a big fan, but we'll get her plenty of kefir and repair her gut. But she's doing great. She's fine. So she's all good. For those of you that don't know, she was eating some iguana shit or something outside. So there's something going around because iguanas are an invasive species here in Florida. So apparently for dogs, shit is like caviar. So if they eat, they're eating like, squirrel shit or iguana shit. And, there's all sorts of parasites and E. coli and salmonella and who knows. So she was having a little bit of an issue, but we got her checked out, and they said, fortunately, I was giving her a lot of probiotics, so it was like probably keeping her better than she would have been if she wasn't eating so healthy. But she's back. She's back. She's fine, and gonna try to make sure she doesn't eat shit anymore. Where's Papa? She's laying in the sun in the living room. She's very cranky in her old age. She's very cranky. She doesn't want to move. She looks so comfortable. I want to pick her up and put her here in this bed. She's so comfortable, and she was so snuggly. I just wanted to leave her there. So anyway, everything is good. The church is good. Everyone's doing great, and it's good news. It's good news. We were worried because we noticed that she had like bloody stool. She had diarrhea, and then we saw blood. So we took her to the emergency on Sunday night, and now we got her to a regular vet on yesterday, and she's good. So church is good. Another one, she's so cute. She's so cute. I mean, it helps that she's adorable. Oh, she's so cute. All right, so everything is good. Thank you for your concerns. And the church says thank you for your support. Let's get into today's episode. Let's bust the nut open because we got to talk about the brand new apparel release, and let's get into some awesome Swole Fam posts. Here we go, fam. Falcon, take us away. Can you kick that off? You're supposed to wait until I call you. Jesus Christ. It's sloppy. You've been sloppy lately, Falcon. Falcon. Now you, there you go. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Far too kind. Oh, yeah. Don't do me no favors. Jesus Christ. All right, fam. Hashtag 7 pillars. Hashtag 7 pillars, a.k.a. Siete Pilars. Siete Pilars, if you speak the Espanol. All right, hashtag 7 pillars for a chance to win today's Swole card. If you don't know, if you're new, we raffle that off, and we will see who wins that card at the end of today's episode. Hashtag 7 pillars. All right, let's get into it, fam. Spit on it. It's time for some tip. Here we go. Tua. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. God, that was a nice one. Oh.
And that's the way, I like it.
That felt good. That felt really good. That felt great. It felt great. It felt awesome. Okay, let's get into the first thing I wanted to talk about was this new release. Now, of course, we dropped this, I think it was last week. I don't even know. The weeks and the days blur together, but we have a brand new design. If you enjoy Swole Wars, if you enjoy Depth Vader, check out May the Swole Be With You, our brand new Luke Swole Walker design. That is fucking lit. So if you haven't checked that out, it's a great design. But, I mean, even just building off that, check this shit out. Check this design out. Brand new fucking design. The Go to the Fucking Gym beard logo. This is absolute fucking... This is merch. That's some merch right there. That's awesome. That is a sick fucking design. Come the fuck on. Come on. And if you're just listening, you got to check it out, papaswolio.com. You got the GTTFG. It's kind of like a mosaic with the word full spelled out, go to the fucking gym, and GTTFG in the beard logo with the glasses and the beard logo. So it looks fucking awesome. I love this design. It's one of the best. And check it out. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off, as always. Now, our first Swole Fam post.
What's in the box?
Christian in the house. From our Facebook group, Christian writes, what's a better way to start the week than with a sweaty, heart-pumping, legs on fire leg day? Can't think of one. Go crush it, fam. Get your sweat on and have a magnificent week. We got our smiling Christian. Very nice. You said legs on fire, and I all of a sudden, I instantly went to think Rocky IV. Hearts on fire. I might need to go and just watch that montage. We got one from John, and John's got a food picture. What is that? What is that? What's that gray thing? That's venison? That shit looks like rotten from my first image. Maybe it's a coloring on my screen. John says lunch, medium rare venison steak and a sweet potato drenched in grass-fed butter and cinnamon, fueling up for leg day tonight. Already did my daily band pull-aparts to tell any potential hunchback and slouch over laptop phone position to get fucked. My daily walks are in. My daily dead hangs complete. Gains are never given. Rents due every day. Hashtag 7 pillars. There we go. Excellent. That's venison? Is it just me, or does that venison look like... I thought the top part was like a mushroom. That looks like purple. That looks like a purple steak. I don't know. Is that still alive? All right, nice. It's not carrots, so good call. It's not carrots, so that's a... I don't know. So it's not just me, right? Frank said venison should never be that color. Okay, so it's not just me. Maybe it's just let's just chalk it up to, it could be the plate. Maybe the coloring on the plate. Could be the lighting. Could be the lighting. It is a picture after all. So I'm assuming John ate venison that didn't taste the way that looked. All right. I'm assuming it's John. Has anyone heard from John today? By any chance? John, are you watching live? Can someone check in on John? Make sure John has posted. Someone tag John in the Telegram chat or the Facebook group. Let's make sure John's alive. For fuck's sake. Oh my God. Let's make sure John's alive. All right, we got one from Kimberly from the Swole fam, of course. Let's see here. Kimberly writes, hello all, my name is Kim. A great friend spoke very highly of Swolenormous X and Papa Swolio. Wow, that's a first. I look forward to new gains with a like-minded fam. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the fam. Welcome to the fam. Welcome to the fam. A great friend. Man, they're a great friend because they are Swole fam. That's why they're such a great friend. You just didn't know. Congratulations on having an amazing friend. And 2, welcome to the Swole fam, Kimberly. Super awesome. It's very common for people to speak highly of Swolenormous X and the Swole fam. Speaking very highly of me, I don't know. It depends on how they come across my content. It depends on how they know me. It's like Ron Burgundy. People know me. People know me. That's for sure. People know me. There's varying opinions out there of me, and I'm fine with that. Brit, we're still talking. All right, John's here. Wait. John says I'm here. It was delicious. Promise. Oh, John's safe, everyone. John's safe. Very nice. Excellent. That's fantastic. Let's
You switch the samples.
That's fantastic. British Bear says, coming from a long line of farmers and butchers, that meat looks like it was left out in the sun for 10 days. Elijah says, perhaps the white balance is off. John, it was delicious. So what's going on? Was it the lighting or what? Everyone here is just trolling your steak. Now that we know that you're alive. Frank says, must be seasoning, maybe flour. I don't think John puts flour on a steak. I'd be shocked if John uses flour at all. Where'd you find that deer? Everyone's like, glad you're okay. Oh, Jessica says, oh, she's asking, you have many leather-bound books and your apartment smells of rich mahogany. It does. It does indeed.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Church got sick because she ate a whole wheel of cheese. And I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. But no shock that she had a little bit of intestinal issues. Matt is probably the best friend that you could possibly have. Matt says, bought my best friend a mace bell for Christmas. Woo! Yow. That's a good man. That's a good man right there. Matt, will you be my friend? I just bought a couple, well, shocker. Because the day ends in the letters D-A-Y, I bought more maces. I can't stop. I don't know where I'm going to put these fucking things. I have to get rid of some things in my gym. I have squat stands in my gym that I am not using, that are just sitting there because I have nowhere else to put them. I don't want to put them outside because they're nice rogue squat stands. But since I got my squat rack, I don't need them in the gym. I need to get rid of them. I need to move them so I can have more room for my maces. I just bought 2 bulavas yesterday, steel ones. Bulavas are like short maces. So they're like a club between a club and a mace. I'm excited for those to come in. Oh, God, that felt good. We're curious, John, if you're still watching, and I think you are, we need to hear more about this venison. And British is like, John, let us know how you killed this thing. Where'd you find it? It was like roadkill. John like was driving on the highway and just passed it like, ooh, venison. It was like there in the sun. All right. Matthew from our discussion boards under pillar number 3, training in the Swole fam. The Swollen 7 mace workouts are awesome. Man, that was a perfect segue. I have a 15-pound mace, bought it not knowing any better, but used it anyways. Kicked ass, love doing Swollen 7s, then a heavy lift. I do as well. And this is one of the struggles that I have. I was talking about this yesterday with Mama Swolia. The challenge is I have so many things that I want to do. I almost wish, and I don't really wish, but going back like a year and a half or so when I just had like some kettlebells, I had just some basic stuff. And the squat stands, like I didn't have a lot of variety as much. I didn't have all the maces and all the clubs I have. It was simpler. And the reason why I say that is because I just want to swing everything. Do any of you have that? I'm not talking about when you go to the gym. You can do that too. You go to the gym, you're like, what do I do today? I'm so excited. You have a home gym and you just want to do everything. Like I want to do all the things that I have. I look at the kettlebell rack and I'm like, oh my God, I want to lift them. And then I look at the squat rack. I'm like, ooh, I want to do the things on that. And I look at all the bars and stuff and I'm grateful that I have these things. I worked hard for them. But then I see all the maces and like the wood clubs. And I'm just like, I don't know I'm so excited. I just want to swing everything. So I have to temper my excitement because it's very easy to, and we talk about this all the time, because you can overdo the swinging. Of course, if you go light, once you build up that foundation, and a lot of you know this, once you build up that real joint integrity and the strength with the clubs, if you're doing like a 10-pound or 15-pound mace, you could swing a light mace or a light clubs. You could swing them pretty much every day, as long as you build up to that slowly and you don't overdo it, because you can still overdo that. But if you have good form and technique with light clubs, it's hard to overdo it when you build up that foundation. and you have really good form. So you're not like, the accuracy, you're not going left and right, and you're not putting a lot of stress on your joints. You've built that up. But it's just hard to, temper myself with what to do. So I try to at least alternate, and I go heavy once in a while when I really feel like it. So I use it as a warm up. So if I'm doing lower body, I'll do some, let's say, lighter clubs, or depending on how my lift went the day before, I'll either do like mace or club. So I kind of settle for pick one, do maces or steel club, because I have maces and I have steel clubs and I have wood clubs. So I kind of have to like figure out, and I've trying to allow myself to do it every day, but just pick one. Like I did some mace yesterday. So today I'm not going to do mace again. I'll do some club. And I really do feel, for me, the foundation of clubs is the thing. The foundation of clubs. Clubs will get you so much stronger for mace. Getting stronger with clubs, especially like steel clubs, will help you with the larger wood clubs, and will also help you with the maces. Just because you don't have the same torque and you can go heavier, there's something about the steel club that really allows you to strengthen and build that fortification in your joints that I've noticed that's helped me increase my mace. So it hasn't been increasing my mace has helped me with my club. It's that strengthening the steel club has helped me increase the mace. And same thing with some of my bigger wood clubs. Because I have some big, I just got one in. They shipped independently because they're so fucking big. And FedEx delivered one of my clubs. I know. I'm supposed to get two. But it's like 30, it's a little bit over 30 pounds each. These big Persian meals. It's fucking enormous. And I already have ones that are 10 kilograms or like 22 pounds. And those are really heavy. And I can swing them, but I don't do them often. It's like going really heavy. It's like doing heavy sets for strength training. But these other ones they're enormous. So I can't do that kind of stuff all the time. But I recommend starting light and being consistent. But I just get excited. I just want to talk about that for a second. I just get so excited to swing everything. But this is the issue. And this is why, because everyone always asks me about swinging the maces and the clubs. When you start, be careful. And temper yourself, because it's exciting and it's fun and it's great. And it feels really close to your evolution. It just feels really human to swing these fucking things. And you have to be careful. The same thing with kettlebells too. If you start doing it when and you overdo it, you can like rip your hands open because you don't have the calluses and you don't have the proper form and technique. So just be careful. It's just so easy to overdo it. So easy to overdo it. And the tendency is to overdo it because you just get excited. And you don't realize how much you're doing. It's like you don't know what your limit is for drinking alcohol. When you first ever have drinks, you just drink too much and you get disgustingly sick. So same thing with the maces. You don't realize how it feels light, but it adds up really quickly. Anyway, so excited. So exciting. Exciting times. Get into it. Get started. John says, we got an update from John. He says, I don't know, freezer burn maybe? It was last year's hunt. Oh, that makes sense. Hiding in a corner of my chest freezer. Oh, well, there you go. That answers the question. I was pumped. It was like finding a $20 bill doing laundry. The white dots are minced garlic. All right, so it's not mold. Well, freezer burn isn't bad. It just might like change like the taste of the meat, but I've looked into it and it's like freezer burn it's not bad for you. You could just cut off those parts. It just won't really cook well for certain things. All right, so it was just probably freezer burn. All right, I think we're all a little bit more, I think we feel good. I'm glad you were commenting. We're like, is John okay? He posted this and we haven't heard from John in a week. All right, let's see. Santa Swolio might bring you some clubs. All right, Sherry writes, feeling down about my body, fam. Oh no. Who else can I say that to but you all, as I share it online? You all get it, but this is important. Everyone else in my life would say I'm fine, no need to improve anymore. I work pretty hard at it. I'm consistent. I know muscle is slow to grow. I wish I was leaner, so what I do have would pop more. Dang. Feeling like what's the use today? I know that's the voices in my head telling me to quit. I won't, but I sure wish I had more muscle definition. I'll continue feeling flat and defeated today. Well, let me tell you, you don't look it. You can see the definition, and let's get a round of applause for Sherry. Thank you for sharing and allowing us to share on the Mancast. So I think we all can relate. And I had this the other day too. I just felt flat. I felt soft. I felt like weak. We all have those days. Could have been sleep, could be electrolytes, it could be something. You're going to have those ups and downs, even if you do everything quote unquote right. You know, even if you do everything right or to the best of your ability and you're really doing well by all rational metrics, like, hey, I'm eating this amount of food, I'm eating these, I'm making these choices, I'm getting grass-fed beef, or I'm getting quality sleep. You're always going to have that. I have it too. You just have to ignore it. You just get better at ignoring it. And like Sherry said, that's the difference. You said, I won't quit. I know that's the voices in my head telling me to quit. That's it. It's just one of those days. Limp Bizkit. It's just one of those fucking days. And the thing is, most people will quit. And if you don't quit, then guess what? You'll have a workout. You'll keep moving forward. And tomorrow, the next day, you'll feel great. You're going to have those ups and downs. Even if you do everything, like I said, quote unquote, perfect. There is no perfect. You're going to have like that wave. Like you're going to have that amplitude and the node. You're going to have that. Even if you do everything well, you're still going to have days that are lower compared to other ones that are higher, even if you're doing shit to the best of your ability. The most important thing is to ignore that and keep your discipline and keep on doing the things that you need to do. The question is, what happens when you have those feelings? Do you just binge eat on ice cream and you quit and you fall off and you just trash yourself and feel sorry for yourself? Or do you keep on going and you'll come out the other side? And the more often you do that, the more I think it's important. And this is why I always say, when you don't feel like going to the gym, you need to go to the fucking gym. Why? Because you need to prove it to yourself that when I don't have the inspiration, when I don't feel like it and I go, I still have a good workout or an amazing workout. And then you'll associate, hey, I don't feel like it. And you'll know, well, the last 10 times I didn't feel like it and I went anyway, I had solid workouts and some of the best workouts of my life. So I'm going to go anyway. It just becomes less and less relevant whether or not you feel like it. And you have to do it. You have to experience that. Does anyone remember their first? It's probably hard to remember, but if you remember or think back, you can probably think of one time in particular. Once you've had that first experience of, I don't feel like going, but then you go anyway, one, you're going to be proud of yourself because you did it and you know you overcame that challenge and you overcame that mind fuckery. But once you have a great workout when you didn't feel like going and you think, I almost didn't go, and you hit a PR, or you had an amazing strength day, you got a sick fucking pump and you just felt amazing the rest of the day. And you think, I almost didn't fucking go. And then the next time you don't feel like it, guess what's in the back of your head? Am I missing the best workout of my life? Am I missing a sick fucking pump? Am I missing the opportunity to have an amazing workout like I did the last time when I went and I didn't feel like it? That's so important. And you don't understand until you actually experience it. And then you start going, hey, it's time to go to the gym. I don't feel like it. And it just becomes like, oh, it's one of those days where I don't feel like it. Well, I'm going to go and have a great workout like I always do when I don't feel like it. And that's it. Put on some fucking music, drink some coffee, go smash some fucking steel, right? It happens. Happens to everyone. Happens to me. It happens to you. Fucking happens all the time. I revolve I build everything that I do around training and like making sure that I have all the time that I want to train. And sometimes I still don't feel like it. And I realize like I have a great opportunity. I have all these weights and a beautiful yard and it's nice outside. Like I don't always feel like it. I just want to sit outside in the sun with the dogs and just kind of like not move. But then once you start moving, and this is why I do like the Mace stuff and the Steel Club stuff. If you have a question, you could start dropping them now. #AskPapaSolio. So this is why I go and I swing the club. That's been a great way. The club or the mace has been one of the best things that I've ever come across. The reverse sled pulls and stuff like that, there's certain exercise that you have to find that like ignite the fire. So when you have a fire burning, you need some tinder. You need to, you need to start the friction. You need to have some kindling. You need to start the fire. You don't just have big logs and like torch. You have to have a big fucking torch and you have to hold there for a while if you really want to light those logs. But you have to get the fire started before you have like a full blown bonfire, for example. So you have to get it started. How do you get it started? You just have to ignite. So what do? Is I usually, if I don't feel like training, what do? I just grab a light club and I go outside and I just start swinging it. And guess what? After like a few minutes, when I have a little sweat going and I'm swinging it, I go inside and I grab a heavier club and it gets me going. And then I start thinking, okay, do I want to lift heavy today? Do I want to move forward with like that kind of protocol, or just want to swing clubs and whatever. But you have to get started. And this is why I really like, because it's so easy. You don't need to warm up before club swinging. You don't need to unless you're grabbing a fucking 40-pound club, you shouldn't just go heavy, but to grab a 5-pound club or a 2-pound club and just start swinging, that's the warm up. but it's just, yeah, even on leg day, I'll start swinging. I just swing clubs all the time. Grab the light ones. I grab these two little, 1 pound teardrop ones, and I'll just do a little twirling, a little milling. It's just, it's great. And then usually that ignites the fire, and then I go heavier, or I adjust, or I pivot, or I got the sweat going, and I feel great, and I get started my workout. It's just one of the best things that I've found, that you don't have to think too hard. I don't have to be like, okay, I need to warm up, because how exciting is like, oh, let me just get started. Let me go on the treadmill or the step mill and just start walking. That's a higher threshold to like, get started. But just to pick up a little stick and just go twirling. Plus, it's good for you. So even if that's all you did some shoulder mobility and some active recovery. Like, that's great for your upper body and for your joints. You still did something great. If you just did that and some reverse sled, that's a great recovery day. Even just that. Anyway, just some thoughts. Drop a question. Hashtag #AskPapaSwole. Let's take some questions. You like that shit? That was good. Elijah, that's how I felt about cold plunge yesterday. It was -4 degrees when I woke up. You sick, twisted fuck. I did 3 minutes at 40 degrees. Felt great after. I've only been doing it in the morning, but last night I was going to do the sauna, and I might start doing this again. I don't like to do cold plunge right after I work out, but it wasn't right after. It was several hours after, and I just felt hot. I was going to do the sauna, but I just felt like hot. And I was like, I just want to ice, before. So I went in the plunge for 5 minutes, and then I went in the sauna for half an hour. And I just, I built that back up to like a hardcore sweat. I cold plunged first. I like that a lot. Because I like to end on the heat at night. I don't know if any of you have done it, because a lot of people do the heat first, then cold. I like the cold first, like sometimes. So last night I just felt hot, and I just wanted to cool down. I just felt like I needed to ice myself, but I still wanted the sauna. So I did it cold first, and it was really nice. You could stay in there hotter longer, obviously, because you have to bring your body temperature back up. Grizzly, what was your reaction about, look at you with the fucking accents and shit, about Hafthor Bjornsson, the mountain, imitating you, but turning the dial all the way up to a solid 10 on Instagram? What was my reaction thoughts? It was humbling, and it was cool. It was cool to see. I guess he did on TikTok and then shared it on Instagram. And I did a little stitch on that because I saw it someone sent it to me on Instagram or something like that. Or it showed up in my feed. I opened up my TikTok, and I saw the mountain yelling at me. I'm like, wait, is this it looks like my video. I'm like, oh, it is my video. It says like that guy that's always on your For You page. And it's fucking interesting just to think about it. You have somebody like super uber famous and people that are just opening their phone like anyone else, and they see my videos. It's just a funny thing. The internet's a funny thing. Well, look, if you went to the fucking gym, then like I said in my video that I made about it, like, it didn't have to be this way. All you had to do is go to the fucking gym. But now you have this fucking maniac coming after you. All you had to do is go to the fucking gym. And now the mountain's on your ass. So have fun with that shit. All you had to do is go to the fucking gym. But you didn't listen. Did you? Frank, can you explain the difference between volume and intensity in workouts? You refer those terms often. I want to make sure I understand. Yeah, we've been going over this a lot lately, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. We've done it in a bunch of recent episodes. Volume is the amount of sets that you're doing, the sets and repetitions. The intensity is the percentage of your 1 repetition max. So the intensity is how much weight you're lifting relative to your maximum output, which is the percentage. So like a 1 rep max, like a max out lift is 100% intensity if it's truly a 1 rep max. I'm not saying I recommend you doing 1 rep max. I'm not saying it's necessary, but that's 100% intensity when it comes to strength training. So as you increase the intensity, you're going to decrease the volume. So this is what people usually get wrong. They train like professional bodybuilders who have like a higher intensity or a lower or moderate high intensity and a lot of volume because they've built up that work capacity. So one of the problems is when people increase the weight, they do the same amount of sets. So they increase the intensity and they keep the volume high, or they increase the volume and then they overdo it. So progressive overload, if you increase the intensity, you should decrease the volume. It also has to do with the frequency of your training. So if you're doing certain body parts more than once a week, you need to do less volume in each workout because you need to recover between those workouts. So I'm not saying you should do 30 sets, but if you're doing 30 sets once a week for certain body parts, if you're doing it twice a week, you can't just do 30, you can't do 60 fucking sets. You can't just do more, This is why people take anabolic steroids, because you recover faster between subsequent workouts. You could do more load within a shortened period of time. You could build muscle faster. Plus, there's all the other androgenic benefits. But if you are increasing, so if you're doing, let's say 30 sets once a week, if you want to train twice a week, then you do, let's say, 16 sets twice a week. And then you're getting 32 sets overall, or you're splitting it up into 2 periods of 15. It depends on your structure. I'm not saying 30 sets once a week is beneficial or necessary. It's a lot of junk volume, in my opinion. So the frequency of your training has a lot to do with it, and how much recovery. So if you're focusing on the 7 pillars and you're building your training protocol based with a foundation of recovery and mobility, so pillars 4 and 5 is really how you should be structuring your program. Am I getting enough mobility and recovery? And then if you are, then you can increase the training intensity on those days that allow you that proper recovery mobility. A lot of people think about the training, the lifting, and they try to squeeze in recovery in between. That's not how it works. If you don't give yourself enough time objectively between intense sessions, then you're just gonna keep on breaking down until you injure something, or you under recover and have a lot of like overtraining or under recovery side effects. Kingfish, what are your thoughts about wood-fired versus electric sauna heat? Oh, like those saunas with like the wood in them? I've seen them. I don't know exactly how they work. Like you put the wood inside the thing, or is it outside? You got to be careful with any kind of smoke. I'm assuming like that, depending on like how well it's exhausted, it's probably not a good thing. Burning wood and smelling wood, it's not a good thing. I know people like the smell or like the feeling and the sound of the crackling. It's not good to breathe like smoke or to be around smoke. So electric is probably a lot safer. However, if you have like dirty electricity or EMS, that could be a side effect. But I would say electric, and plus the cost, I guess, depends on where you live. You have a lot of access to dried wood, and the cost is going to be less potentially. I don't know if the quality is any different or can get hot enough or as hot, or, I mean, fire's fire, but I've never tried one. I don't know the difference. I don't know any of the other differences specifically. I will say that electric heat is just kind of like turn the knob. It's a lot easier than stoking a wood fire. Sounds like a pain in the ass to me if I was doing the sauna every day. Maybe it takes longer to heat up. I don't know. British Bear, does anyone use anything for a cold plunge or have specific cold plunge DIY tips? I used to do cold showers years ago, but never stuck to it and never felt any benefits. Oh, well, if you never stuck to it, then you probably wouldn't. But cold plunge is great. There's a great account on TikTok and Instagram. It's called like DIY cold plunge. This guy builds his own cold plunges for like a fraction of the cost. If you want to get like one that has like filtration and UV, it's DIY cold plunge. That's his at on TikTok. I think he has a YouTube channel. He has like free designs and stuff like that. So whereas a cold plunge might cost like $5,000-$6,000, I think you can get the parts and all that stuff for like $1,000 or something. Or you can just get a big tub at a feed store, agriculture store for $200 and just get ice and water, but then you have to dump it, and it might be cost prohibitive with all the ice and stuff. Depends on your situation. Elijah, let's talk about bacon. Steak is obviously good. What about pork? I think pork is just generally higher in linoleic acid, higher in omega-6s. I think it's just harder to get quality pork. But I mean, if you have healthy animals and pastured pork, you could probably have some now and again. We haven't had bacon in a while. Mama Swole and I were talking about it yesterday. We just haven't had any bacon in a while. We just naturally gravitated away from it. We're just so satisfied with the steak. We just haven't had any hardcore cravings for bacon. I'm not sure why. I think it's also because a lot of like lower quality like pigs just fucking eat anything. They eat they'll eat like, barley and grains and stuff depending on if they're pastured or not. But if you get quality pork, I don't see there being a problem. I just don't eat like pork aside from having had bacon, but I used to eat a lot more bacon than I do. We haven't had bacon for legitimately, I don't know, about several months, but it could easily have been 6 months, 5 months. We just talked about it yesterday because Mama Solia made these awesome burgers She saw it online and she made it. So we used like a grass-fed beef patties. So she made patties and we mixed it with heart, liver, and kidney. We had like one pack that's like it was beef, liver, heart, and kidney. So we did like a 3-to-1 with some ground beef. She made beef patties and then took like a over easy egg and some raw cheese. So she made like a burger, but the bun was the grass-fed beef patties, the egg in the center. It was amazing. And when I took a bite, I'm like, oh my God, you know what would be awesome on this? Bacon. Like, why didn't we cook bacon? So that's why we talked to bacon. We're probably going to make some bacon. Do it again. Do it right. British, I have recently found out hard-boiled eggs jack my guts up for days on end. What's another source of protein that would be beneficial to consume? I have some grass-fed whey samples on the whey to test. Grass-fed beef. I mean, what else are you eating? Grass-fed whey samples? I mean, you don't need whey. You don't need like powders. You might want to try, what kind of eggs did you use? You might want to try them soft boiled. You might want to try them cooked in different ways. I have the same thing. Sometimes you get indigestion, but you might want to try raw egg yolks. That might not be an issue. Could be the egg whites that are causing you issues. Could be the quality of the eggs. Sometimes the preparation method makes all the difference. Grizzly Pompasoy, any thought on Congress potentially banning TikTok? Are they actually trying to? It probably won't pass through. I doubt it. I don't really have any thoughts. I think the government should get the fuck out of everyone's business. Period. But are you sure it's for the public or is it just for government? Because a lot of these things, like the small and the fine print, it's really like just so government agencies. I don't think government should have them on their phone. But you know, we'll see what happens. I think there's gonna be a lot of pissed off people if they start infringing on what people have access to in this country. I don't think that government people should have anything like that. They should have, government should have specific phones that they use so they can't be hacked. But at the same time, government should be so fucking small. I don't even give a shit. I don't know. A lot of people just say things. I don't know what the whole thing, like what they're actually saying or what the likelihood of anything happening would be. Julian, but Papa, you missed the wood experience. The smell of burning wood is so relaxing. Yeah, but I don't know if you knew this, but the smelling wood burning is actually, it's smelling the smoke is like really not good for you to inhale. I know it smells good, but it's not good for you. But I wonder, I know it's exhausted out the chimney, but I wonder how, as long as it's good. As long as it's not leaking at all. The wood fire is more primal. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It just sounds like, a pain in the ass. Because if I want to sauna every day, I have to start the fucking stove, and how long does it take? I don't really know how the functioning of it is. Heat is heat. So inside, whether it's exhausting outside, because if you're inside and you have fire in there, then what's the difference? If you're not smelling the smoke, which you shouldn't smell the smoke inside, right? Of course, it's exhausted outside. Then the heat's heat. So again, it's like what's the difference? Again, what's the difference? Why would you do one over the other? I guess because it might be less electricity, the cost of wood or chopping it or whatever. I don't know about any of the physical properties of how the sauna or the benefit, or just people having it, the fact that there's wood coming out of it. It's totally cool. I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it. That'd be cool. I have mine inside, so I'm not going to do a wood. It's definitely how the old school, it's definitely how it was originally done, for sure. I would like the sound of the wood crackling and stuff and hearing it, so I'm totally down for it. If I lived in the middle of nowhere, I would totally be down for that. But in terms of the functional nature of it, how long does it take to heat up and et cetera, et cetera? Like, what are the benefits, pros and cons of having one versus the other? Maybe they're better and completely in every way. But heat's heat, right? Especially on the inside. Yeah, the door for the stove is on the outside of the sauna. The stove inside has a stone basket on top. You could have one where electricity isn't available next to a mountain lake. Yeah, so if you don't have easy access to electricity or whatever, then yeah, that would be what you do. According to the Finnish, it's a harder hitting heat. And you can dial up the heat 180 to 200. Well, I mean, mine gets to that, especially if you turn on hot and then you turn on again. So I have like an extra high-powered heater that's much more powerful than what's required for my unit. The problem is like the bottom of the floor is tile. So like it's cooler on the bottom, so I sit up at the top. Yeah, so I mean, totally cool. It's totally cool. I'm all down with more natural type stuff. But at the same time, it depends on where you have the sauna and where you live and et cetera, et cetera. So we have ours in the living room. So wood fired ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna be too good. Carbon just dead. All right, let's take a call. We got a call here from Kimberly. You're on the Sleazecast.
So, Papa Swolio, I just started your program, and I have been working out for 10, 15 years now. I've had success in the past, but very recently I've had a lot of gut inflammation, so I'm really excited to start this clean eating and trying to go back to whole foods. My question to you is, what workout should I start off with? I've generally been working out 4 or 5 days a week, plus yoga a couple days a week with weights and pretty strenuous workouts. Usually I burn 300 calories a workout, and then I can do some other stuff and I burn a couple more 100 calories. But just really curious of where should I begin? I know there's the 90-day dash, but is that just for beginners? I mean, that would be a fit for me because I am far from a beginner. Anyway, any suggestions would be appreciated. Thank you.
Well, thank you for calling in and super stoked to have you in the fam. Yes, the 90-day dash is not a beginner program. It's all levels. And a lot of you, how many of you did the 90-day dash? We'll read a couple comments. And you've been working out for a while and it was like, holy shit, that was fucking humbling. That's usually the response, especially the beginner, because a lot of times you'll lift weights, but you're not getting to the true foundation with your training like you will with the 90-day dash. So the 90-day dash is a great way to uncover some of those rocks and uncover those rocks and see and realize where the cracks in your foundation are. So I'd recommend starting with the 90-day dash. You could also level up the volume, and then you could also transition into swole season as you go through the 90-day dash. But where were you? Oh, God, you said something that stuck out to me. Shit, there was one thing that I lost my train of thought. Damn, I want to listen to the question again. You said something and I lost my train of thought when I went to answer your question. Let me think. I forgot what else she said. Something stood out to me and I wanted to comment on it. Healthy. I forget. Damn, I was going to answer something. I might have to listen to that again. Might play that again. What else did she say? It was like halfway through. No, yoga with weights. No, that wasn't it. Just something else. Oh yeah. Thank you. The calories. Yeah. Whatever you're doing to calculate those calories, that's nonsense. So like the calories used, those calorie burner measurements. Thank you. That's garbage. So that's not accurate. Like, hey, I burned 300 calories. I burned a couple 200. Ignore that shit. Like legit, ignore that shit. That's not valuable information. That's not going to be used properly. So that's not accurate. Plus, it's not going to give you any information in terms of your nutrition and stuff like that. It doesn't correlate. So all that kind of stuff is nonsense. I have never calculated any kind of calories. I've never done any of that kind of stuff when my training, like how many calories I burn. It's irrelevant. You're not getting accurate information, and it's not valuable in terms of what you should really be focusing on. So that's what I wanted to say. Just forget that kind of shit. Like, hey, I burned this much, and that's not an accurate measurement of your progress or what you're doing if you're doing things properly. So yeah, I would recommend, you've been lifting for a while. Then you might do very well at the 90 dash, or you might not. You might struggle in primer week or the initial weeks, but I would make sure you do that. What you can do is on the Swolga days, if the Swolga is too easy for you because you've been practicing yoga, if you can do those start to finish, like no problem, then you could also swap out the Swolga with some of the other Swolga classes, or you can pick a different class and swap something out in the yoga studio. So you can also customize the 90-day dash and choose a different Swolga or a different yoga, because the Swolga in the 90-day dash is like 25, 30 minutes or so, or 20 to 30 minutes. So you can choose a different Swolga, or you can choose a longer class or a more challenging yoga from the yoga studio if you find that the Swolga was a little bit simple. But I would not double up. If anything, you could do some more yoga on the strength days, or increase the sets, increase the volume for those initial weeks of the 90-day dash. And I would say start that, and then start the primer week and start those like total body awareness, and then see how that feels. And that's really a good gauge of where you should be going. Primer week, if it's a real struggle, repeat it. But that's why it's called primer week. It gives you a nice insight as to like, okay, am I ready to move on? And it can definitely humble you and open your eyes to like what that program is like. Let's see here. We got to move on. We got balls deep. Pedro, can we get a water break? It's been 84 years since we saw Kitty. I don't know. It depends on if everyone else wants a water break. It depends on if everyone else calls for it. So I don't see any water droplets in the comments. I don't think anyone gives a shit about the water break anymore, but I could be wrong. So yeah, could be wrong, but until I see otherwise, just one comment is enough for me. John says, yes, absolutely. 100%. I've been training since 2006, and the 90-day dash was life-changing, not only waking up stabilizers and improving mobility, but teaching me to be active daily. Very important. Excellent. I have to pee a little bit too, so I'm not going to be drinking too much. I'm going to sip slowly if we do a water break. Excellent, John. Thank you for the feedback. Fantastic. Some people that haven't been listening for that long, like, what the fuck is a water break? No one knows, because no one calls for it. Pedro mentioned it once in a while, but you have to flood the chat. I don't think anyone really wants a water break. No one wants a water break, right? No one does. No one fucking cares. No one cares. Actually, I might have to, I don't know. I might have to fucking urinate. Might have to pause the sleaze. Oh, maybe I was wrong. I'm starting to see a bunch of, my goodness, I'm starting to see a bunch of water emojis in the comments. Tainty Man, are we having a water break? Rufus, my 1-year-old pup, you're a good boy. Oh my God, a water break? A water break? I don't know, fam. I don't know if it's time. Kitty? Excuse me? Well, I'll be damned. Water break time in 3, 2, 1. Let's fucking go. Where's my water break? Oh shit. Chug that shit, bitches. Ah, very nice. Kitty, it was good. Oh, the churchy. Oh, I gotta pee. All right, I'm gonna put you on the church cam. I have to urinate, so I'm just gonna play some music, and I'm just gonna pee. I have to pee, and yeah, it is what it is. So fam, enjoy some tunes, and I'll leave you on the, let's go balls deep, and then I'll leave you on the church perch. Here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's deep. All right, here we go. So we'll be back in Let's see, 1 minute. Let me go. We'll see. Maybe I'll pee a little bit longer than a minute. Water break makes me pee pee. All right, here we go.
It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play guys. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They're controlling the youth, agenda of fusing them. Nigga, we losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them. That's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with a Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beer, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah.
So, because Republicans have been up my ass all week, here's some other opinions that I have that I think might piss y'all off. I think we should defund and eventually abolish the police and use that money to fund programs that actually do something to decrease crime.
Oh, I was muted this whole time? I was talking the whole time. You guys heard her though, right? Well, actually on the audio. So on the live stream, it was muted, but on the regular, you heard me. So if it's on the audio podcast, you heard everything I said. Anyway, I didn't say anything important. I think I pretty much said, let's get into this. It's called opinions. You heard her. All right. So what do you think is going to come after now? Right. So we're going to mute. We're going to not mute. We're going to remove the police. Okay. So, abolish the police. Cool. Let's put some programs in. What's going to stop crime more than police would? I mean, I think in many ways, police are gangs and the state has a monopoly on violence. I do agree with this is why we have 2A. So I'm not a fan of everything about the police, but I mean, let's just say, you ready? Let's just say this. I support the police as far as they're good cops, they're bad cops. But here's the thing. You don't make positive changes by completely flipping 180 degrees. All right. You don't make positive changes by absolutely just wiping everything out that's been at least keeping structure for decades and decades and decades. So you don't just wipe it out. You can make positive changes. We can make positive changes in a better direction, but you don't just wipe shit out. So these idiots are like, we should just get rid of it. Disaster. So can things improve? Always. Everything can always improve. But you don't just wipe shit out. Okay, here we go.
the police and use that money to fund programs that actually do something to decrease crime.
Like what?
Like expanded healthcare access and affordable housing.
Oh, what?
Matt Damon.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, so healthcare and affordable housing is going to be better than police? My dear, methinks you don't understand how anything works. Do you understand? Ooh, crime. Whoa, criminals. Well, at least there's affordable housing. I'm not going to steal anything now. Yeah. There's healthcare. No more crime, fam. No more crime. She solved it. She solved it. Wow. Wow.
Access and affordable housing. I think trans people should be able to play whatever sports they want. I think.
What the fuck?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
I think you're not, this has nothing to do with that, right? So she's going on to other issues. I was going to say, well, okay, trans people playing sports have nothing to do with it. Trans people, like 0.000000001% of the population can play whatever sport they want. They just can't play against members of the opposite biological sex. Women that are going to be, masquerade as men are not going to be able to play against men because they're not good enough. They don't have the testosterone. Men against women, that's just criminal. That's silly. That's nonsense. You're just an idiot. But that has nothing to do with the first story. I think she's going through a list of dumb things. So I don't think it's associated because that's not, trans people playing baseball is not going to stop crime. So I don't think these are related. I think she's just listing things that are stupid.
I think trans people should be able to play whatever sports they want. I think kids should spend time with gay people. And I think if you don't want to date someone because they're bisexual, it's because you're homophobic.
I think kids should spend time with gay people.
You went full retard, man.
What does that have to do with anything? Maybe they do spend time with someone who's gay, but maybe the person that's gay doesn't talk about sex with the children. So just because you're gay doesn't mean you're a groomer, but if you are talking to children about sex, that's some fucking creepy shit. I don't care what you want to put in your butthole or where you want to stick your pee-pee or who you want to scissor if you're a female, but you shouldn't be talking about it with kids. Do not talk to kids about sex. If you're their parent and you want to educate your child, guess what? It's your child. It's your property. They're yours. You can do that. Can anyone say, just please do not talk about sex with other people's kids, you fucking weirdos? That's a weird fucking thing. You're a weird, stupid person. And that nose piercing is not benefiting your face, by the way.
Sexual, it's because you're homophobic.
If you're bisexual, if you don't want to date a bisexual, it's because you're homophobic. Well, let me give you a little education on this. If you're a guy, most guys don't care if their girl is bisexual. If you are a man and you claim to be bisexual, you're gay. Let's just be honest. You can say bisexual, but if you're a dude and you're like, I'll suck a dick or I'll go for it, you're gay. And you're just in denial. I don't think it works like that. It doesn't really work that way. But most women don't want a bisexual man because they're not really manly. In general, they're usually like more effeminate, and a lot of women actually prefer a masculine man. Not that you can't be masculine and gay, but you know what I mean. It's all about, and I'm saying in general. Anyway, how about this? Those are all just off the cuff, silly opinions. But in reality, how about maybe one person isn't attracted to someone because they're not attracted to them and they happen to be bisexual? You're going to pick up on the fact that that person's bisexual. That's why. Maybe they just don't like that person. Or maybe they don't like the fact that their boyfriend also wants to be with other men. Most women don't want that. Most women don't want to know that their boyfriend like likes dudes too. Ladies, what do you think? And yes, that's true. Women on birth control prefer more feminine men because your body thinks you're pregnant, and that's an evolutionary adaptation to women and or men being more of a father at home and more nurturing at that time in the pregnancy. They're not like, necessarily out pillaging, and they're locked down with the females. That's why a lot of men get very feminine, dad bod type shit. They get very, because it's an adaptation, family adaptation. Anyway, let's see. Julian says, nah, bitch. You know who doesn't want to date bi people? The fucking L and the G, because they see bi people as a person that can cheat with everyone. That's true too. And everyone just assumes that like gay, like men and lesbians get away. Like, there is a lot of animosity within these communities. So it's not like you just put all these people together. Oh, the trans and the lesbians and the gay like are all together. Like, that's not how it works. Anyone in that community knows. Like, it's people are at each other's throats. There's a lot of animosity. So anyway, of course, projecting.
I think people should be able to have abortions at any point in the pregnancy because I think forced birth is a human rights violation.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's creepy shit. You might be pro-life. You might be, it's not really pro-choice. It's more like pro-abortion. I think safe, legal, and rare. Any point is really fucking creepy. If you're in like second, third trimester, that's some fucked up shit. It's not forced birth. No one forced that dick into your, well, some people do. All right. So excluding rape, but you can make better choices, ladies. Like, don't put a dick in your vagina. Now, of course, if there's like rape and other types of this, like that's a huge problem. And I do think like if you are raped, I do not think you should be forced. Personally, I do not think you should be forced to have a child. That's fucked up. Someone attacks you on the street, rapes you, and like you're forced to have their child. That's fucking sick. But I also don't think you should wait till the third trimester. It's like, right away. You should handle that right away. That's what I think. I think that's a very reasonable approach to this situation. But like late term, come on, like what? It took you 9 months to make that decision. Get the fuck out of here.
I think we should teach certain elements of critical race theory at the high school level because I think it's important that young people understand the racist history of this country and how it still has impacts today. I believe that man-made climate change is one of the greatest threats we face currently as a society, and that we can't properly tackle it while still suffering under late-stage capitalism. And I think Trump belongs in jail for his attempted coup on January 6th.
Okay, so she's literally just parroting off every single issue. This is the problem with just most people today. It's like you're not one or the other. So she is literally just taking everything that's opposite. I think she said at the beginning, like, this is going to piss off conservatives or Republicans. Like, if you think all those things down the line, you do not have any critical thinking skills. You really don't. If you think all those things right down the line, you do not have critical thinking skills. You're just parroting a mainstream narrative. You heard stuff on the internet and you just say it. Boom, 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 boom. I'm on this team. And you just say anything that your team says, no matter what. There's a lot of nuance there and you can have those opinions. Like, I think anyone that's just like completely straight down, you're not really using your brain. Like, she's just reading and she's just repeating. She doesn't have much of an IQ to go with. Let's just be honest. Let's do this one. Number 1 and number 2, we got a Santa video, fat Santas, and we have Neo-pronouns. We got 2 videos, your daily dose of Neo-pronouns. That's going to be shocking. It's going to be horrifying. Let's do that first. Your daily dose of Neo-pronouns. Please no. Please no. Please no.
What's in the box?
Goddamn.
Because I'm on the topic of Neo-pronouns, let's use some in a sentence to show that it's absolutely possible if you do not have a good reason to not use them.
Can we get a decaf in this motherfucking bitch? In this house. Can we get some decaf up in this piece? It's very possible. Compelled speech, not a fan. You can use whatever stupid words you want. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to call you something that's ridiculous. You're a female. You know why? Because you're a female. So I'm going to call you her, and I'm going to call you whatever the fuck I want when you're not there. Oh, you silly, silly goose.
Zay and I are going to Five Below later today. I hope they don't are going to Five Below. Zay and I are going to Five Below. Zay and I are going to
Zay and I. Zay and I are going to. I'd be like, wait, what? If the person's name is Zay, you're saying her and I? Zay is a name. Like, you're like, oh, Zay and I. Oh, who's Zay? How would you use that? Because that pronoun is like she and I, her and I. Like, how are you having this conversation? Like, why would you say, oh, her and I are going? You would just say the person's name, wouldn't you? If you were talking to someone, you'd be like, oh, John and I are going to the mall. You wouldn't say Zay and I. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? How are you having you're not having functional conversations in your life. If you have to sit there with a notepad and like a decoder, no one's going to be friends with you.
Below later today. I hope they don't forget their wallet again. Faye went to go get a drink from the water fountain. Faye'll be back soon. Oh, that's Sarah's cat. I wonder how they got out of Siz's house again. Don't you think
What is that? What's Sayre? Sayre. C-Y-R? Is that a new one? Oh my God. Is that what you call people from Cyprus? What is that? Oh my God. Sayre. God damn it. God damn it.
Go fuck yourself.
Zizzle for zizzle.
Pup looks beautiful in Pup Self outfit today? Where did you hear that from? No, Bug told me Bug Self that Bug's seen it before. I just heard back from A. A felt sick this morning, so M couldn't come. Please let me know what other neo-pronouns you want me to use in a sentence, because I'm pretty passionate about how fucking valid you are.
Jesus Christ. I'm pretty passionate about how that's a great soundboard. I'm pretty passionate about how fucking valid you are. Oh my God. Notice how, can you hear the evil and can you hear the hate in her voice? Can you hear that shit? Yo, progressives and the fucking far left, they are the violent ones in this equation. Of course we know because they burn down cities and they've been doing it for years. And they continue to do so, causing lots of damage, killing people and such. Striking fear into local communities across this country. But aside from being the militant arm of the Democratic Party, this is like, you can see the fucking like, the darkness, man. Because if you don't agree, what happens if you don't agree? What happens if you're around 50 of these people, right? 50 of them. And you don't agree. You think they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, everyone has their own opinions. No, they're going to be like, get the fuck out of here or string them up. They're going to be slaughtering you. They'll be pushing you off a fucking cliff. They'll be putting 2 in the back of your fucking head. You'll be the one at the end of that fucking guillotine. Mm-hmm.
Use in a sentence because I'm pretty passionate about how fucking valid you are.
Ugh. All right, let's wash that down with some fat Santas. This says ban fat Santas.
What's in the box?
Ban fat Santas. I mean, Santa doesn't exist, so there's that.
Today in Australia, a health expert is trying to ban...
Oh my God, this girl who just doesn't use her fucking neck muscles when she talks. She just is like orally paralyzed. She just talks like this and she doesn't close her mouth when she talks. She just talks like this.
My name's Forrest Gump.
She talks like this. Now, I don't mind Australian accents, but when you say stupid shit, it just makes it sound stupid. I'm convinced. I am convinced. And I'm always doing voices and shit like that. I love accents. We have a lot of you joining in or watching or listening from down under, and I'm a fan. But there's something about different accents. I mean, I think it's just the fact that it's stupid. The words are stupid. But to my ears, it's just, the stupid shit sounds stupider. I think it's just like an evolutionary thing. When there's someone that's different, it's not prejudice, but it's like when the sounds are different, it's like, oh, you talk like that. Yeah, you hear that with different languages. Like if someone's in Africa, like, it's like, oh, it sounds weird. It sounds funny. You don't understand it, but people communicate that way. That's how other languages sound. It just sounds like gibberish unless you understand it. So it sounds kind of funny because it's, just a different sounding, but I like it. I actually like the accents. But when you say dumb stuff, it just sounds funny and dumb. It just compounds it. It's like a magnifier. It's like a magnitude stupider when it's a different language or accent than yours, plus the words. Okay, that was 2 seconds in, and I already have a rant. So she's doing a green screen on top of like a tweet or a post. It says, an Australian health expert has called for overweight Santas to be banned from shopping centers. Doesn't exist. Santa Claus doesn't. Santa has diabetes. I have the shirt, so it's true. Okay, let's listen to what it has to say.
Today in Australia, a health expert is trying to ban fat Santas from the shopping centres.
Oh, nah.
What? First of all, don't be a Grinch.
Oh, Grinch.
It's just Santa.
It's just Santa.
Like 3 weeks of the year.
3 weeks of the year.
And second of all, physically it makes sense for Santa to be fat. He lives in the North Pole. He needs the fat reserves. It's cold. Also, Santa is supposed to be magical. This experience is supposed to be magical, especially for children. And can you imagine the disconnect that a child's going to have if they go to the shops and there's a very thin Santa there?
They wouldn't know the difference, aside from the fact that they're raised on fat Santa. There'd be no difference. If you showed a child and it was all thin, then that's the way it would be. Okay. Santa looks like a mushroom. We all know where we know where Christmas and Santa Claus and this kind of bullshit came from. Looks like a all red and white mushroom, doesn't he?
That does not match up with what they've been told Santa looks like. Like the night before Christmas literally says his belly jiggles like a bowl full of jelly. That's Santa.
Oh, is that just because you have the same experience in the morning? Like, haha, chuckle, 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 ripple, ripple, ripple.
So none of this bullshit.
Oh,
no,
bullshit.
You've gone too far.
Too far.
I also just read an article about a woman who was told to suck her belly and while she was getting her photo taken with her kids and Santa. Can we not just let Christmas be a magical time of year and stop commenting on people's bodies? Thank you.
Oh, my grandfather used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Hashtag 7 pillars!
Fuck yeah! Sand! Sand! Sand!
Die, you fucking bitch! I had to. I feel so much better. I feel so much better. That was... God. I'm glad. All better. All better. Let's give away today's Swole card. All right, fam. Drop in the comments down below. Hashtag siete pilars. Man, the stupid is done. The stupid is done. It's good for your... It's good for your thyroid.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
All right, let's fucking go. 7 pillars, Falk. Let's do it. Hey, drop the hashtag 7 pillars. Oh, your 7 pillars. You got about 7 pillars. Oh, yeah, Fat Santa, 7 pillars. 7 pillars of Fat Santa. Oh, this way it's Santa. Stop commenting on people's bodies. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, bye. Mountain Maxwell, Elijah.
Congratulations!
Why don't you get the hell out of here before I snap your dick off and jam it into your ass?
Mr. Maxwell, congratulaciones. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. 2419 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Super stoked. Fam, right now, hit that fucking like button. Hit that fucking like button. I'm going to have to get some, like Pedro, so I'm going to have to get some fucking Twitter bots over here. Oh, man, someone contract that bot army. I need a Democrat bot army to fucking hit that like button, fam. Hit that like button before we go. Let us wrap this bitch up. We'll take some soundboard requests. These goddamn... Are we using Dominion voting machines for that like button? Is it broken? Is it broken? You're watching live? Hit that shit. Tainty man, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Goddamn lazy beach. Church, hit the like button. Hit it.
Crucifixion was good. Out of the door, line on the left, one cross each.
And by the way, all you Australians, I know you don't claim her. If you're from Australia, I know you don't claim her. I love your accent. I love you, Australian Swole fam. I appreciate you, Australian Swole fam. I know it's hard to have someone that stupid in your midst, but I know you understand what I have to do. I know you understand what must be done.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck,
it has to
and
be done.
The tyrannical tuck.
I have to. I have to. For king and country, I have to. This is what happens when you... This is what happens when you put criminals and the mentally insane on a fucking island. You end up with that after like 100 years. Goddamn. Goddamn. Oh, you're welcome, John. John says, thanks, Papa. Thanks, y'all. Thank you for the venison cast today. We're glad you're doing well. Maybe you don't eat things in the back of your freezer. No more purple steaks, okay? Okay? Be well. Be well. Be well, fam.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
No hands. Oh, he's got it. He's fucking got it. He's done it again.
Fuck yeah!
Crank that beach up. All right, fam. We have an amazing week ahead of us. Tomorrow we'll be back here for 24/20. Those of you, we got a lot of Swole cards. We got Signature Series Swole cards going out. We got a lot of backed up cards going out. We have a ton of cards being sent out. So if you're waiting on a card, it is on the way. Super stoked for that. And we'll see you tomorrow. Man, today was a fucking rager. It was a rager. I love you all. I do not care where you like to stick your thing or what you like to stick in your thing. I don't care what you got between your legs. I don't care what tint and how much melanin your skin has. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what the sounds out of your face hole sound like. Go to the fucking gym. You are welcome here. You are welcome to improve yourself, but you can't be retarded, okay? You can't be a dum-dum. You have to think. You have to start thinking for yourself and not say stupid shit, and you can come. You can be here. No dumb shit. No dumb shit. As we continue to say dumb shit every day on the podcast. But you get my point. Okay? Okay? Go to the fucking gym. I don't care where you are. I don't care who you are. You can't move. You're quadriplegic. Brain gains. Take care of yourself. Do the best that you can. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Your boy Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing, like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans, I don't need help. I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad. It's like.
Yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's the bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no